Hey everybody, this is Eric with Phone Scoop, and today we're taking a look at two new and interesting devices from Samsung. The Galaxy Note 3 smartphone here, and the Galaxy Gear smartwatch. First we'll take a peek at the Note 3. The Note 3 is, of course, the next generation Note device from Samsung. It's a little bit larger and higher spec than last year's device. Has a 5.7-inch Full HD display, which looks fantastic. It's 1920 by 1080 pixels, and there is 3 gigabytes of RAM and a 3200 milliamp hour battery, giving it some power and some plenty of ability to handle multiple applications. The device's design has been updated compared to a previous generation of Galaxy Note devices. You'll see that it mimics a bit of the Galaxy S4. We've got a polycarbonate frame that runs all the way around the outside and gives it kind of this silver-edged look. The big change, of course, is going to be the rear panel. The back panel is still plastic, but it's got a faux leather look to it. It's kind of hard to get in this lighting here, but you can see there's a texture to it. And it's a little bit of a soft touch to the texture. And you can see it has some, fake knitting along the side as if this were a piece of leather that was stitched onto the rest of the device. 13 megapixel camera, of course, with 1080p video capture and flash. Camera comes with all the same shooting modes that are available on the Galaxy S4, of course. It's actually a little bit thinner and a little bit lighter than the Note 2. It feels really light for a device this size. In fact, I'm pretty surprised. We have home button here, and we have capacitive buttons on the side as per Samsung's preference. Volume toggle is here on the left. It has a very good profile, travel and feedback, and feels really nice. Here's an interesting spec. We've got USB 3.0 on the bottom. Can accept both USB 2.0 and USB 3.0. And we've got the screen lock button here on the right edge. This again also has good travel and feedback. And of course the 3.5mm headphone jack is on the top. The device will be running Android 4.3 out of the box, and of course it comes with Samsung's TouchWiz user interface and applications. Some of the software that it took pains to update, of course, are associated with the S Pen, and that's the bulk of what Samsung spent its time discussing with us here today. So when you remove the S Pen stylus, you'll see this new thing shows up here. This is called Air Command. And Samsung says that it put together Air Command to help make the features of the S Pen become more prominent and obvious. And there are a number of new capabilities of the S Pen. You can first see is this new Note app. And this app can be used just for good old regular note taking, as you can see here. Of course, Air Command can be brought up with any sort of click of the pen. You've got Scrapbooker, Screen Write, S Finder, and Pen Window. Action Memo is pretty neat because it makes text actionable. So if I say put in a phone number, you can use the commands up here to select the text, and it will automatically send that over to the phone and dial the number. And you can do the same thing with web addresses, with physical addresses. It'll open Google Maps, as well as notes and other memos like that. So that's some pretty advanced and fun software. The other thing that the Air Command can do is a scrapbooking application. This one's pretty neat. It lets you select web content such as pictures or photos, images, and video, any content, and just basically draw a circle around it, and it will automatically pull it up and save it into the scrapbooking application along with all the metadata associated with that image or video or whatever that other file is. And then when you go back to the scrapbooking app, it will then give you access to that metadata and makes it searchable. Screen Write is a more enhanced doodling application. If you press that, it shoots a screenshot, and then you can write on top of the screenshot. The S Finder, here, I'll hit that. You can see up here that it makes everything on the phone searchable, and that includes handwritten notes. You can see it says handwriting right there. So if I know I've written something in pen, say the word car, and I put the word car up there and click handwriting, it will be able to find the note that contains the word car even though it's handwritten. So that's another pretty neat feature. And the last feature of the S Pen software, here, let's get this, is Pen Window. So we click that and basically, pow, I've got access to 8 different little apps that can all be used. So we'll fire up a calculator and the clock, excuse me, and so you can see we can drag this all over the place. And what's really neat is you can minimize it, and we now have the app sitting there, and it will persist on any other application that we go to. So you can see I'm going across the home screens, and the clock is still accessible. And if I do it again, put it up here, I can open the Contacts application and do the same thing. I can minimize that, and it'll show up as this little dot up here on the screen. So those are the new software features of the Galaxy Note 3. According to Samsung's PR team, this device will be coming to AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, and Verizon in the United States, as well as US Cellular. Price point and availability have not been announced. So there's a quick look at the Galaxy Note 3 from Samsung.